Hey beauties, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Today's a great day at the Kendy Beauty channel. Having a great day with my family, and I was excited to get the new Morphe Fluidity foundation and concealer in today. And there's been so much controversy online with different things, and at first I wanted it, then I didn't, then I said I'm not going to listen to all that. I'm going to test it out for myself and for my subscribers so they can know how it worked out on my face, so it might help you in the future if you decide that you want it. So that's what we're going to look at today, and that's what I have on my face, and we're going to do a little wear test. So sit back and relax and get you a cup of coffee, and let's see how this went. What I'm purchased from Morphe is the Morphe Fluidity Full Coverage Foundation, the Morphe Fluidity Full Coverage Concealer, and the primer. In the primer there was two different ones. The primer I purchased was the Revitalizing primer. It's for normal to dry skin. It's like blurring, it reduces pores, it also moisturizes. Now if you have normal to oily skin, you should buy the Morphe Equalizer primer, and that one is for normal to oily skin, and it gives you a matte look on your face. But anyways, let's look at this foundation, and I have a bunch of notes that I took, so I may be referring down to them. And first of all, the foundation comes in a box like this. There's 60 shades. Yes, 60 shades, and that's great if it works out for all the different shades of people. So the way they divided up the shades, this is actually what the tube looks like. And it's a squeeze top tube, which is nice. Comes in 1 ounce, just like normal foundations. There are several benefits to your skin with this foundation. The benefits are it's a 24-hour foundation. It's also sweat-proof, transfer resistant, and water resistant. So it's not supposed to get on anything. So let's check that out right now if it is transfer proof. Barely. When I rubbed it, just barely came off, but if you just tap it, it's not coming off. It's dry. There is no oil or parabens in this formula. Now the formula does smell, it has a faint odor of paint, like a paint smell, and it's great for all skin types. There are 60 shades in this collection. 60 shades, and they divided it up into 5 categories. The 5 categories are light, medium, tan, rich, and dark. That's the 5 categories. And whichever category you fall in, they have different undertones. Like in light, you have pink undertones, neutral undertones, and yellow undertones, or golden. Yellow and golden are just a different shade of yellow. And then you may have red undertones in some of the levels. I wanted to check with a darker skinned person to see if they actually had enough shades for people of color. One of my favorite YouTubers is Jackie Anna. She did a review. She got a PR package, so she had all the shades. And the only negative thing she said about the deeper, darker shades, there is not enough golden or yellow undertone selections. For instance, if you're in the tan category, then you just look for your undertone. For instance, I'm cool tone with pink undertones. My shade was F1.110, and that's what it is. Light, cool with pink undertones, and it fit me, it matched perfectly. The foundation sells for $18. So I would not put that in a drugstore category because Foundations at a drugstore run anywhere from $9.99, $8.99 to $12.99, in that range. And high end, I would say anywhere from $40 on up. So Morphe's kind of in a between category. I put Morphe and BH Cosmetics, ColourPop, all in that same category. So yes, the foundation's $18. And moving on to the concealers, this is what the concealer looks like. Just a regular doe foot applicator. And this concealer has 0.15 ounces. I was looking all through my concealers, and I have maybe 15 or 20 concealers. They're all different. They vary. It's not like with foundation you get 1 ounce usually. This one, it varies. I know one of the biggest containers for concealer is Shape Tape. It's less than Shape Tape, but it's a good amount, you know, because a little of this concealer goes a long way. Now what they did with the concealers, they grouped them into the same categories as the foundations, but you have 31 different shades. And one shade being white, basic white. And what the white is for, a lot of people change colors from summer to winter. So if you need to lighten up a shade, you can use the white concealer. You can add it to your foundation or your existing concealer to lighten it up. Or you can use the white concealer to cut a crease on your eyelid for your eye look. Or for very, very fair people, you can use it to use under your eyes. Because I know a lot of fair people have trouble finding foundation and concealer also. They can't find one that's light enough. And that's usually your red-headed people, your natural red-headed people. Yeah, sometimes my hair's red, but not natural. So I do, you know. But anyways, that's another story. My hair has been so many different colors since I'm 18 years old. I have colored my hair, and I've been every color you can think of. But anyways, getting back to the shades on the concealer, the concealer has the same 6 groups. They have 5 concealers per group, so your lightest has 5 different colors, then your medium, and so forth, and it goes by your undertone. If you have a pink undertone or yellow or red or olive, you pick the one that goes with your complexion, but usually you'll go a couple shades lighter with your concealer, and that's what I did. My concealer is in the shade C1.45 Soft White, and this was 2 shades up from my foundation tone. Now when you go to purchase this product, you can either purchase it from Ulta or Morphe. Okay, what are the benefits of this concealer? First of all, it's got a 16-hour wear time, which is a long time. The foundation's 24, but this is 16. So it's sweat proof, water resistant, transfer resistant. I can rub it's dry. It will not come off. It's free of fragrance and parabens, and also it's ophthalmologist tested. So that's one good point, especially if you have trouble with your eyes. Now the next product that I will be testing is the primer they came out with. Now they came out with 2 primers. This primer is called the Morphe Revitalizer Primer. This one's the Revitalizer, and it's the moisturizing primer, and the other primer is the Morphe Full Coverage Equalizer Primer. The only difference is one's for normal to dry, and the other one is for normal to oily skin. So if you want a dewy look and you have dry skin, this is the one you would go with, the Revitalizer. If you tend to have oilier skin and you want a matte look, you go with the Equalizer. These have 0.67 per ounce. Now the norm is about an ounce in a primer, so this is less than the normal primer. It's just so small. And these sell for $12.
Oh,
if I forgot to say the price of the concealer, these sell for $9. Okay. Now getting back to the primers, the primer that I bought, the Revitalizer primer, is a lightweight primer. It moisturizes. So you mix up, if you want a dewy look, you mix a pearl size amount of the primer, the Revitalizer primer, into a dime size amount of your foundation, and it will give you a dewy look. Now it didn't say if you should put the primer on first, but I would put my primer on, let it sit a minute or two, then come back with the foundation and the primer in it. Because I didn't put the primer in my foundation today, and as you can see, it does not look dewy at all. So the primer is oil free and free of parabens. So what I'm gonna do now is put on these products and show you how they apply. And they suggested if you want a dewy look, they suggested you use their sponge. Beauty blender, the Morphe sponge compared to the Beauty blender is really firm. This one's a lot firmer than this one, and I'm just really used to this one. And I tried to use it, but I couldn't. It was just too firm for me. And what I bought this one for really is, like, if I want to contour my face with powder, this has a nice angle on it. That's really why I purchased this. If you use the Equalizer primer, they suggest that you use a foundation brush. Now, I didn't purchase it, but for $18, they have a trio of the foundation brush, the concealer brush, and a sponge. I'm not sure if it's this sponge or a different sponge, but I had all that, so I didn't purchase it, but they do have that offered as a new item with the foundation and concealer. So sit back and you can check out me putting on my foundation and my concealer, and you can see how it went. But way too much. This is the Revitalizer primer. Now I'm just gonna dab a little bit where it's supposed to blur out your pores. Blur any pores that you may have. I'm gonna check back with you in a few hours, and we're gonna see how it wears today, and we'll see. I already have a dry patch right here, and I did that Tatcha face mask, and that's a moisturizing face mask, and I never have dry patches on my foundation, and I have one here. The concealer feels like full coverage, just a little bit, really covered really well, and so far I don't see any wrinkles. You know, when I did this, doesn't stay, so it seems to be working really well, the concealer part of it, but the foundation not so good. But we'll see in a few hours how it works, and then I'll close up my video. See you soon. Hey guys, it is, let's see, it is 8:30, 8:27, and I put this on around noon, so it's about 8.5 hours, but it's really showing through right here. It just really looks dry on me. I'm sure you won't be able to tell real good. I can turn off the mirror, the light maybe, to show you guys. Let's see if it can show. I'll just turn this down, and I don't know if you can really see right here, and I just don't like really how it looks. But what I was thinking, I may try it tomorrow again and add some of the primer in the foundation, which would make it more moisturizing for my face, and see how it works with that. And I'll just check in, and I'll just put it on this video so you can see using it that way if it's better. Now, other than that, it wore well. It doesn't feel, I've had some foundations that are really tight on my face. This is not real tight on my face. It's just, I don't like this little dry spot that I have here. And tonight I'm gonna really try to work on that to get my face back to normal. I didn't even realize I had a dry spot. But the concealer, I'd say I really like the concealer. It held up really good. Now, I do have allergies. I'm constantly wiping under my eyes, and as you can see, the eye makeup's going under here, but the foundation stayed. So we're gonna check it out with the dewy look, with the primer in the foundation, just to see how it wears, and I'll let you know how I feel about it after that. But that's all I have to show you tonight, and I'll check back with you tomorrow after I try it, and we'll see what we think about it then. All right, guys, bye. Have a good night. Hey beauties, today is February 10th, 2019. I had a live event earlier, but today I wore the Morphe Fluidity Foundation and Concealer, and I just wanted to check in today just to check in again and show you how this foundation looks. I really like how it looks on my face for a full coverage foundation. I was looking with my mirror. Let me grab my mirror up. What'd I do with it? I just had it. Oh, here it is. Let me just check and make sure here. It's really, I don't see any problems with it breaking down on my face. Around my mouth, it's still on, and I ate earlier. I ate spaghetti, and it really looks good. Right here, it's fine. I don't see any problems. So I wanted to do a 2-day check-in, because the first time I wore it, I think it had a few little areas that it was coming off, but it looks so good. I couldn't believe it. So I'm just doing another day, another check-in. I put this on around 11 o'clock this morning, and right now it is 7. So it's lasted pretty well. So that is it.